let Ellis James and me, John Robbins, be your not-so-silent witnesses to Silent Witness, and forensically guide you through the last 25 years, 24 series, and 228 episodes of the show.
I'm not sure we got time, John.
Is that what it takes? 20 years to make such a balls up?
Yeah, you're probably right. OK, we'll do a very brief overview instead. So you'd like to know all about the longest-running TV crime drama in the whole entire world ever?
Yeah.
Well, fear ye not, you're in capable hands.
Well, me and you.
Really? Yes. The drama kicked off in February 1996.
Oh, a legendary year which also launched the Spice Girls and the first ever Tamagotchi.
Yes, thank you, Ellis. A haunting theme tune sets the foreboding tone of the show, ominously sung in Latin by a siren-like voice, which entices viewers into foolishly attempting the hellishly high top note.
Shall I give it a go?
Absolutely not. The show revolves around a top team of forensic pathologists who work at a prestigious institution called the Lyell Centre.
So pleased to have the Lyell on this.
Now, in case you don't know, forensic pathologists specialise in performing post-mortems for medical and legal purposes to understand the cause and manner of death.
You cut up dead bodies for a living?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
A key aspect of their role is performing autopsies on the bodies of people who've died in suspicious circumstances, and their findings can play a fundamental role in bringing perpetrators to justice.
It's because of Dr. Dalton that your brother is now a free man.
Is that right?
That's very clever, Ellis.
I just read it online.
So, basically, the team inspect a body, open it up, do a bit of digging, and generally spot something fishy.
Like a big chunk of undigested cod.
Oh dear. More like evidence of nefarious conduct.
What?
The police get involved, and they all work together to get to the bottom of it.
Between what we know and what you know, we might have a case.
And these aren't your run-of-the-mill crimes, are they, John?
No, that's right. From skulls cemented in concrete pillars.
Dubious helicopter crashes.
That aircraft is notorious for computer management problems.
Administered anthrax.
Army camp nerve agents. Murders which are disguised as mistakes.
Murders that really were mistakes.
Murders in Mexico.
Murders on the mountains.
To murders in pretty much every method, guise and place imaginable.
The team's lab findings are as twisty and impressive as a DNA double helix.
Just doing the job, Leo.
Now, each series is typically made up of two-part stories, so the team solve one suspicious case and move on to another.
Well, it sounds like you've solved 4 murders in one morning. That must be some sort of a record.
The crime thriller was originally headed up by the highly skilled and meticulous leader, Professor Sam Ryan.
Who, fun fact, was actually based on a real-life professor at the time.
I'd rather you didn't talk about my private life.
Now that is fun. Early on in the show, Sam Ryan, played by Amanda Burton, was surrounded by a succession of colleagues,
Tom!
Shut it!
with new ones arriving every series.
And who said autopsies are a dying profession?
Oh dear, dear, dear. Anyway, then Doctors Leo Dalton and Harry Cunningham join the team and they stick around for many years.
Even after Dr. Ryan leaves because her family member is implicated in a murder.
I resigned from the department.
Exactly. Then arrives forensic anthropologist Dr. Nikki Alexander, played by Amelia Fox, who uses a lab to analyse something from the Iron Age.
Nikki Alexander, forensic anthropologist.
Anyway, her detective skills are as incisive as a scalpel, and she soon impresses the team and becomes a permanent fixture.
Point to Dr. Alexander.
That's right. Then Harry leaves for a job in New York.
Oh, shut up!
That's it, walk away. You're good at that, aren't you? And in come forensic friends, expert Jack Hodgson and solution-finding mastermind Clarissa Mullery, who could no doubt conquer Wordle on the very first row.
You know the dance I mean? River dance.
Later.
In an explosive end to Series 16, Dr. Dalton is killed and replaced by Dr. Thomas Chamberlain as head of the centre, but then, 7 series later, he dies from a chemical nerve agent.
And when bright and keen Adam Young joins in Series 24, he then dies too.
Somebody really needs a word with HR.
I'm not satisfied this death is accidental.
Finally, ecologist Simone Tyler swaps the museum for the mortuary as the most recent member of the lab in Series 24.
And she's not dead.
Great.
Yet.
The show also has a revolving door of brilliant detectives and investigators, of which there's just too many to list.
But, if you'll permit us to name drop, over the years it's welcomed some pretty exciting stars of the screen.
Yes, one might say it's been a who's who of acting aristocracy, the flowers of the filming flock, the creme de la casting creme.
Just want to tell them?
OK, guest stars have included Idris Elba, Benedict Cumberbatch, Daisy Ridley, Nicholas Hoult, Jack Dee, Tamsin Edgerton, Ashley Walters, Jason Watkins, Emily Mortimer, Jodie Comer, Daniel Kaluuya and Tania Miller.
hard act to follow.
And many, many more that we're too forgetful to list.
Even though the show focuses on forensics and crime, there's also some personal side stories too.
Her only advice was that we should stick together.
Like Sam uncovering the truth about her father's death, like Thomas coming to terms with his divorce, like Clarissa navigating her mother's end-of-life care, and like Jack wrestling with big decisions about his wayward brother.
I want to know where you were.
You want me to prove that I'm innocent, yeah?
And despite it being one of the least sexy locations on Earth, there's also a lot of flirting in the morgue.
I'm going out for dinner tonight.
Where?
I don't know. Do you want to come?
Mm-hmm.
And a juicy will they, won't they between love-torn Nikki and Jack, resulting in a sneaky smooch at the end of the last series and a palpable sigh of relief from the nation's viewers.
Although we can't do a post-mortem of every single episode, we can tell you our own favourites. Mine's the one where a concealed sniper is at large in London, and combining their knowledge of wound pathology and ballistics, the team work to find the double-crossing murderer before panic hits the city. What's yours, Ellis?
Mine's got to be the finale of the last series with a big dramatic storm where Jack gets extremely wet and his elderly bloke thinks he's King Lear.
That's right, Silent Witness really does draw on the great texts. There are a stonking 6 brand new episodes coming out very soon, and great news...
What's that?
The one and only Professor Sam Ryan is making a return!
Oh, quality. Please tell me you're not joking.
No, Ellis, the only stitch-up here is the one she'll be doing on the bodies.
Oh, very, very, very nice, John.
Well, that brings us to the end of the overview, so thanks for sticking with us.
Yep, we hope we haven't talked you to death, but my pathologies if we have.
Better, but stop with the puns now.
Yep, of course I will.
Ugh.